cloud. Okay, everybody just know that, make a note. And if you want to like turn off your video during this time, that's fine, whatever you want to do. So here we go. Denise has got a great presentation today. Stop starting from scratch, build your AI content vault. Some of you have ideas everywhere and can't find them when it's time to post. Some of you open a blank document and feel nothing. Either way, you're starting from scratch every time. That's the real problem. So in this session, Denise Klein will show you how to build a simple AI content vault, a single folder that holds your brand voice, your ideal client research, what are their pain points, their words, and the library of articles and videos you actually want to talk about. So no more blank pages, no more lost ideas. And then she'll demo how to connect this vault to Claude AI so then it can turn everything inside the vault into LinkedIn posts, newsletter sections, captions, emails, and do this quickly. So you'll leave knowing exactly how to build this yourself, and Denise will share a free starter kit, KIT, a short walkthrough video and downloadable template so you can get set up without guesswork. So now here we are back to the screen, and take it away, Denise Klein. Make sure to unmute, and up you go.
I needed the reminder to unmute. Thank you, Joyce. Okay, thank you guys so much for having me today. And I want you to bear with me. This is the first time giving this presentation, and this is my 5th meeting today. And well, my brain is tired, so I'm going to do my best. So again, my name is Denise Klein. I have been a teacher. I was in real estate and mortgage for many years, and I've owned my own business. And I've been building, as I mentioned, systems. So, sales, operation, onboarding, those kind of things. And I really started leaning into AI last year because, let's face it, we're not going to have systems without AI. Probably can't find a system today that doesn't have some kind of AI touching it. So we're going to talk specifically today how to create a content vault. So we're going to talk about the real problem. We're going to talk about the pieces of the vault. I'm going to give you a live demo, and I actually am going to over deliver a little bit from what I told Joyce I was going to give you. It's not just a kit. It's a full walkthrough so you can build the whole thing yourself. So I'm starting here with a blank screen. Everybody ever feel that way? Most of us have one of two problems. Either we have no ideas or we have 1,000 ideas. Either way, both scenarios can keep you from actually doing the marketing inside of our business. And well, we have to do marketing if we want to get clients. Well, the thing is all your marketing material is already there, whether you realize it or not. And these are not life-changing questions, but these are the basic things. Like if you can answer these 3 questions, you will have marketing material for days. So the first one is the questions that clients ask you, especially if they ask you it over and over and over again. That means lots of people have that particular problem. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, if I'm going to answer that question, I can't keep answering the same question over and over because we have to always come up with new things in our marketing, right? No. This is something that took me a long time to learn, and I wish someone way smarter than me had told me. Marketing is repetition. You're answering the same questions, you're just doing it with different, in different scenarios, from different angles. But just that one thing, the questions that clients are asked can give you a ton of marketing material. The next one is, what do people get wrong? What misunderstandings do they have about your industry, the process? What are the assumptions that they make that are just wrong? And so you can come from an educational slant to help answer that. You can do a confrontational kind of slant. But again, you can, whatever it is that they're getting wrong, you can come at it from many different angles, and you can repeat those same themes. And then the last one is one of my favorite, is how you actually work. If you can share with people how you actually work, not only are you demonstrating your expertise, you're demonstrating your process to them, and they can really start seeing how you work, and they can kind of evaluate whether you would be a good fit for them. You can actually do a combination of how you work while you're answering clients' questions, or how you work and answering why what people are misunderstanding. So you can kind of start mixing and matching. But we can ask these questions, but we need some place to put all of this information. So what we're going to create for ourselves is a vault. When I think of a vault, of course, I think of a little bit of money in there. You know, we're all running our business because we want to be able to make a little money. But we're going to create a content vault. So we're going to take all of those, oops, excuse me, click the wrong place on the slide. We're going to take all of those ideas that you came up with. When you do client research, that's one of the things that I think is a great thing to put in your vault. Do that client research for those pain points. What are the pain points that they are experiencing? How are they talking about it in their own language? What are they confused about? What have they tried before that didn't work? All of those ideas we're going to put inside of this vault. And I'm going to stop clicking in the wrong spot. And then Claude, which is my AI of choice, but you can do ChatGPT or Gemini. I'm going to give you Claude as an example today. Claude can help take the things out of that vault and help you create newsletters, blogs, email, social media, and a lot more. So when we see a vault, I'm talking about a folder. Now, for those of us that are of a certain age, we remember when businesses ran before the internet and maybe before computers, and businesses always ran on files and folders to organize things. It's 2026 and files and folders are back. So in my vault, which I'll show you, is a folder, and inside of that folder, I'm putting some information. So I want to put in my brand voice. This can be samples of writing you've done before. If you've given a talk, you can take the transcript of that. You can take examples of other LinkedIn posts. You can take all that and put that inside of your folder. This is the old, so I mentioned a little bit about if you want to do some actual deep research. Claude is great at this. Deep research about your clients' pain points, how they're thinking, talking, and feeling about their particular problem. That can go and be part of this brand voice. The next part that's in my folder is an idea dump. It's not an elegant word, but this is really where we have all of those ideas. Remember, if you're one of us that has the thousands of ideas, now we have a place where we can put those ideas, not organizing them at all. We're just dumping them there in the vault, and Claude does the heavy lifting. And then the last piece of this vault is what I call the resource library. So these might be interesting articles that I've read somewhere. Maybe I want to refer to that article. Maybe I want to do my own take on that article. But it doesn't have to just be an article. It can be a YouTube video that you saw, or maybe you see somebody else that has a post that has a lot of really good engagement. Now, we're not trying to steal ideas from other people. We do want to be inspired and make sure we're putting our own spin on things. But another thing that you could put in this resource library is when you get an email from a client and they're raving about something that you've done or an epiphany they've had, you can put that into your marketing vault. All of that is just great material for Claude or the AI of your choice to start to build your content. So if you are not familiar with Claude, then I want to introduce an idea here, and I almost didn't put this in here, but I think it's important to know. If you're used to ChatGPT, then you're used to a prompt, right? The prompt tells ChatGPT what you want to do, and a skill is just a pre-built prompt. It's a pre-built prompt that you build specific to you. It's completely updatable. I know that's not a word, but it is now. You can update it at any time. Let me give you an example of when I might do this. I will use my content creation skill to help me create a newsletter or some posts. And maybe I don't like quite what it comes up with. So we talk about it, we zhuzh it. I don't like this term. Let's change that. And once it gives me an output that I really like, that really sounds like me and sounds like my clients, that's another important thing to talk about, then I can say, hey, Claude, I want you to analyze everything we just did in this chat and update the skill so it does better the next time around. So if you've not explored skills, I encourage you to do so. Another great thing about skills is they are shareable. So if you have a skill that you really like and you have an assistant that's working with you, you can give them the skill and you can share your vault. And now they can actually help you create marketing materials for you. So if you happen to have a team, something good to think about. So each of the skills that I'm going to give you, and I'm giving all of this to you, this is all stuff that I teach in my AI Second Brain sprint. So I've pulled pieces of it out for you guys today. There's a skill that's going to actually help you set up the vault. If you've never used Claude before, don't worry. We have a skill that's going to help you set up your vault. The next skill is a skill that's going to help you capture your ideas and organize them in the vault. So again, we're not touching all of this. Claude's magically happening, doing all the things in the background. And then the last one is your content creation skill that will help you create newsletters, social posts, blogs, emails, etc. So I'm actually going to go and show you this walkthrough, and I'll give you guys a link so you guys can get it for yourself. You don't have to if you don't want to. But I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to switch to this. So this is going to walk you through exactly how to set this up. You'll see there's a little steps down here. So the first thing we're going to actually do inside of Claude is add a skill called the skill creator skill. It seems like a crazy thing, but it will actually help you create any kind of skill that you need. Then it's going to walk you through how to create your vault. I'm not going to walk you through all of these pieces because we don't have that much time today, but you'll be able to walk through, and it's simple as copying and pasting into Claude. So I have some prompts for you and some skills. See, I just copied it, and then you could paste it right into Claude. And then here's the skill to capture your ideas. And then here's the content creation skill. And then when we're going to talk about a little bit about, like, once this is all built, how do you run this? And so for me, I don't even do it daily anymore. I was doing like too much a day where I was like, oh, I had this idea, I'll put this in the vault. Now I spend about 30 minutes at the beginning of the week, pull my stuff together, and it's so much easier. And I actually had a post last week on LinkedIn out of nowhere get like 9,000 impressions on it when I'm used to having, 50, 100, And so this is something I've been building over months. And so finally, the things that's so great about this is I'm finally consistent. I feel more comfortable actually doing my marketing. I think for a lot of us as business owners, it takes a little while to find our voice. So having this skill has really helped me do that. So I'm going to show you inside of my vault. Now, this vault looks crazy. I almost didn't show this to you, but I wanted you to see, this is my vault in over here on the left-hand side. Each one of these are different things that I do inside my AI second brain. But we're going to come right here to, where I have it open there, this marketing. So this is my marketing vault. It's one folder inside of my computer, but you'll see all of the, look at all of these ideas. These are all raw ideas. I was like, okay, I want to talk about mom brain and the mental load that we carry. A leap of faith founder story. An angle on AI and mental load. Can you tell mental load is a big part of my experience with AI. And I will say the AI has helped with the mental load in my business more than I can properly express. But what I have are all of these different ideas. See, this one's actually labeled idea, AI as delegation. So I have all of these ideas. And then when I go to Claude, I will say, hey, I want you to create something. And then it gives me these outputs, things that I've already, posted. And if you look at it, like, it's crazy how much it will help you. I actually like to create a series of posts. And it kind of pulls everything together. So I'm going to show you actually inside of Claude for a moment.
I had a quick interrupt, Denise.
Yes.
There was a question from Lisa Waddell. Is this interface cursor? But Mary said, I think it's Obsidian.
Yes, this one is Obsidian. You don't have to have Obsidian. You can just look in up just your regular File Explorer or File. Um, what's the Mac version called? File Explorer. I forget what it's called. Um, but
Okay,
yes,
so
I use
we don't have to use a special interface to log
no,
your skills and to all that stuff. Okay.
no. I will say I like Obsidian. Obsidian's free, so I'm not paying anything for it, but I like it because it makes it just easier to read the text files here than just in the folder itself. But no, you absolutely do not have that. And I didn't actually include it in the instructions on the page either. So when you go into Claude, you're going to notice, and if you've never been into Claude before, I won't give you the whole thing, but you have two things here. You have home and you have code. You're never going to need, you don't need code. We're just going to stay right here on this home one. And here in the box, you'll have a choice between chat and co-work. Now, chat is, if you're used to ChatGPT, you understand what chat is. But co-work actually can connect to folders on your computer and do work in those folders. Again, we won't get into the security and how do we set all those things up because that's outside of the scope of our conversation today. But you want to be able to come here and you're going to select the folder. So mine is what I call my second brain. And so I actually talked to Claude. So I'm going to give you a little demo. Hey, Claude. I am doing a presentation right now, and I want to show them how we use our content creation skill to create a newsletter and a couple of LinkedIn posts. Can you see where we left off last time? I think we booked through the end of July, so this would be the first week of August. So I talked to that I'm using Whisperflow, but you can use the um, little recorder there if you want to, or you can just type it. I've gotten so used to talking to AI. That's how I do it most of the time. And it turns out I'm really bossy. I didn't know that. But now that I'm in there, I'm like, hey, Claude, do this. Hey, Claude, do that. So when it's running, you can see how it's thinking. If you notice over here on the side, you have like a little progress bar. So it's kind of thinking, you can see it's in my second brain. It's reading the instructions that I have in there. It's reading my marketing plan. And it's also reading a project tracker because I have all of this stuff all in one folder. So it's really familiar with really my entire business. And so it can pull anything from there. So I realize that's kind of outside of the content piece of this, but you'll notice on this left-hand side, I have some scheduled tasks. I'll try to keep it marketing specific. I actually have it pull daily content log, so I can see, well, I'm just tracking everything in my marketing right now, so I want it to pull, are we getting likes, shares, all of those kind of things. I have a weekly content performance. And so I can see I've been posting really consistently, since February. So I know really which posts perform well, which ones get shares, which ones get saved. All of that information can be done right here within inside of Claude. And this I love the term co-work because it really is. It is working with you, working together. So now we have this out.
Sorry to interrupt again, Denise. Lisa's asking, are these instructions and files in a project?
They are.
Because it knows which ones to pull up.
I have it because I have it saved to my second brain. It's in a folder. So if you notice on the left-hand side, there's projects right here. But these projects inside of Claude are complete silos. And this is how I was using it at the beginning. I would just create a project here. But now, in the way that I'm doing this here, back to where I was I'm actually inside a folder here, and you can add a folder to any task that you're working on. So you could say, I want to work inside this specific folder. So if you don't want to give it access to everything, you could say just this one folder. Does that answer the question?
Yes, I've
Okay.
heard of that, but I don't know how to do it. I'll figure it out. Thanks.
That's okay. That's okay. So here we have here's my variations that it's giving me of the posts that I can do. Now I would go through and read all of these, but it's pulling from, see, here's my newsletter is called In the Build. So it's giving me a section for my newsletter and 3 posts. So my content skill, that's what it does. It gives me 3 LinkedIn posts and a newsletter section. So I could do this every single week and just send an email to my list and put out 3 posts. Now, again, I want to go through and make sure that this actually sounds like me. One thing that's really important to know, I'm sure you've heard about the idea of AI hallucinating. I have noticed when it's inside of my folder with all the information I've given it, it hallucinates very little. If you're just using chat, it'll kind of pull from all corners of the internet. But if you have it in a folder, then it's really focused there. But even then, sometimes, so like I had one of my attendees to the Second Brain Sprint had sent me this great text, and I wanted to use a post, and it made up a whole story around it that wasn't true. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, no, ask me questions about it and pull it from there. But I cannot tell you the amount of time that this has saved me in my business. I'm so much more consistent in my marketing. I have a much better, feel for what's working and what's not. And frankly, just it's one less burden on my brain. At the end of the day, like I know that my marketing is handled. Like, I don't know if I quite showed you. I want to just impress upon you. All of this, see all of these. I have more content that I could post. Like and again, if you're somebody that has no ideas, start with those questions and build from there. And then the next thing you know, you're going to have more things than you know how to post. I'll want to give to you, I'll put in the chat. Where is it? I'm going to put a link here so that if you want the walkthrough with all the skills, you can have that. And my information will be on that page. So if you have questions, you can please feel free to reach out to me. Does anybody have any other question? I'm happy to answer. Yes, Miss Merritt.
Yes. So this is wonderful and amazing. I love how you're teaching us to use it at a different level, right? Instead of the surface level, just help me create some content. Um, but creating all of this content is one thing, but actually implementing it is the second step. That
Mhm,
is where a lot of people get stuck. We can create
mhm,
content till the cows come home, but if we never post
mhm,
it, that's the problem. So, what do you or can you use AI to help you
mhm.
get it posted? Have you found that
Yes.
yet?
Yes and yes. So there's a couple
Okay.
of different ways to do it. So I have Sproutware is my CRM, and so
Yes.
we can
Love
have
it,
it.
by the
Yeah,
way.
we can have it scheduled. We can have it scheduled posts for you through there. So we can connect it. There's a little to do, so I can help you connect it. But yes, you can have it connected. And depending on what kind of software you have, if there are connectors inside of Claude, then it may be able to do that for you. I will say the one thing I don't use Claude for is images. It just can't do that. So if I need an image, I go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT image stuff is fantastic. Um, but yes, you can absolutely have it schedule posts, newsletters, emails in Sproutware. You can do all
And
of
you
it.
though, Denise, just
Yes.
for a simple LinkedIn post, is it possible to take this information you've got there and just use the LinkedIn scheduling function within a post, what a little clock base is? Does
Yeah.
that work with this system?
I have not tried that. If I don't know if we have a direct LinkedIn from Claude. I don't think that's a connector. Let me just check while I'm here so I don't tell you something that's not true. Now, another thing that you can do, no, we do not have LinkedIn. Now, there is what's called a Chrome extension for Claude. And if you do the Chrome extension, then if you can go out and click the buttons, then Claude can go out and click the buttons for you. Now, think about how comfortable you are with that and what does it actually have access to. But so I would say Joyce, it can do that. And here's the thing. I know I'm so much about Claude because that's what I'm in every single day, but it's like AI is the tool that can actually teach you how to use it. So if you're not sure, say, hey, Claude, can we do this? And how can we do this? And it will walk you through. And here's the thing is you get someplace and you get stuck. Like, this doesn't look how you said, Claude. Take a screenshot of it, give it to Claude, say, this is what I see. And it will say, oh, I see the problem. Like, it will walk you through even complicated things. My husband is an IT guy, like a network engineer. Like, I do not understand what he does for a living, but I know that he takes pictures and uses AI to help him do problem solving. I do the same thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And isn't Claude cost around $20 a month, like
Yeah.
ChatGPT? Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. The chat only. So you could do free Claude and just do the chat and their little projects. But if you want co-work, then it's $20 a month. And it comes with co-work and code, but you don't have to worry about
Yeah,
it.
it's a really
But
good
yeah,
deal. Seems to me.
it's considering how much it does, like it will set up project folders for me. It will help me work on client projects. It helps me manage my to-do list, my meetings, meeting notes, meeting prep. I mean, can do so much.
And Kirby's saying here how she has when you say Kirby, you're talking about Claude connected to my Canva, and I have it update templates in there as well. Kirby, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it connected to I had to update my presentation for my workshop through there through co-work, and then also like a lot of my social media graphics like we've made, just like here's the brand colors, or go pull my brand colors, whatever. I actually just did a whole like funnel landing page through there and HTML Denise helped me with. So, and I am no designer, and it's beautiful.
Oh, it's so beautiful. She did such a good job. See, I'm always telling me and Claude can do anything. You and Claude, you and Claude can do anything. Anybody else have questions I can answer for you? Miss Lori.
This is a very specific, I wouldn't ask it, I'd ask it offline, except since no one else is asking right now, I'm going to ask it. When
Yes.
you're putting things into Claude or Chat GPT, whatever AI, and you're giving people examples, can you instruct Claude, for example, if I wanted to put in all these things I have written in the past, and the content topic areas are not really relevant, but my voice is relevant. Can you instruct it to look for that? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So, like, if you have like a bunch of different things that you've done before, you can hand that to Claude and say, "Hey, help me create a brand voice from this." And you can, even once it gives that to you, remember, you can always judge it, say, "Well, I'm not really talking about this, or this isn't a good example." But yeah, it's going to pick up on your patterns, and are you warm? Are you bold, or whatever? So, because that's going to be the same regardless of the topic.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, that's exactly what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes.
You guys made it easy.
That's
I'm
good.
sorry. I know.
Now we're all thinking about what we're going to do.
Well, and the vault walkthrough on that page, if you get lost at all, you can send me an email to Denise at sproutwaresystems.com. and I'm happy to answer questions or walk you through. If you want to learn all of this stuff, I do have another AI Second Brain 4-week sprint starting in August. If you're interested.
This might be a good time to have Hannah. Would you please unmute and introduce yourself? This is the person I said would have to come in late because she had another commitment. So why don't you just say hello there? You did put your info into the chat. I saw that.
Yeah, of course. Well, hello everybody. I really like the last part of the presentation. I do a lot of stuff with AI as well, especially for content creation. Um, Definitely just a lot of information about Notebook LM. I really like them as well. And then Cloud is great for coding. So a little bit about me. I'm an account manager for my dad's company, a cybersecurity compliance company. So we help with, any framework. We help with email security, browser security, anything like that. So yeah, I would love to connect with you and get to meet everybody. And Joyce is always great to connect with and talk to about all these different things, especially with social media.
Cool, cool. So I saw Kirby have to drop off. But here's a question. I think you were posted early, but maybe you want to repost where to get. Oh, you're already on top of that one. Okay, good, good. Well, this is great. Other questions, comments for Denise? This has been so interesting. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Eye-opening. It's fun to see you embrace this because I've known Denise for at least a couple of years, and how you've really evolved your business to be all in with AI and using programs like this is so inspiring and great that you can teach other people. It's
Yeah.
very cool.
Thank you, Joyce. And really, it's about adapting. We have to adapt. And I have to say, I was like, can I really learn another thing? Do I really want to learn another thing? But oh my goodness, I'm so glad I did. It's so fun. And yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah, you just light up around it. And one thing I want to mention, you don't have to put your info in the chat, but I don't see anything, maybe Jane, possibly Lisa, Sharin. Again, that's completely up to you, but if you wanted to put even an email, phone number, whatever you want to do, so please consider that. This is a good time for me to talk a little bit about next month, so I don't forget. Make sure you're muted. Who's not muted? I'm just hearing a little echo. I don't know if it was on my end, but next month, Lori and I actually, a couple, 3 months ago, wasn't it, Lori, really scoped out some ideas for really almost through the remainder of the year and think, maybe it's time to go back to basics a bit. So one of the ways we're doing that is next month here at this Simplify Your Social Media, I'm going to, I'll put that link in right now before I forget. It's called Simplify Your Social Media, Match Your Purpose to the Platform. So match your purpose to the platform, August 11th, I'll kind of sum this up. Match your purpose to the, I'll say social media platform, just a little abbreviation of the full name. So you think, okay, I'll give myself as an example. So here I am, I'm helping people learn about how to grow their business, how to find a job, and LinkedIn for me is the logical place to spend time. I'm on LinkedIn like 95% of the time, and I'm very rarely on any other social site. But let's take Lori Dubois with her Sacred Story Stones. I'm just going to throw this out there, but I'm thinking Instagram, such a visual site, could be a lovely place to put maybe proportionally more time and energy. And if you have, I'm trying to think, Julie with home inspections, I think possibly Facebook is an example, even your own personal Facebook, that's a whole nother discussion, which we can get into a little bit next time, as well as, of course, the company's business page, and probably Instagram too, might be places to really focus proportionally your time on those. So what I'm picturing next month is something where I would set the stage talk for, oh golly, maybe 10 minutes, just kind of a quick overview of say 4 or 5 sites at the most, and then have people very much a free flow tell us about their own journey even. maybe you used to be more involved with Facebook, and then, well, heck, Lori lost her whole damn account. So there you go. She had to make some changes. So then what did she do? So I think it'd be very cool to hear people's views on these, even TikTok, which I know like nothing about. Does anybody here on TikTok? You have a hands up? No, okay, there's one. All right. See, I'm thinking of just limiting it to LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and not go into X or formerly known as Twitter. What's that? Formerly known as Prince or something. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. To keep it simple, so we don't get too far flung. That's interesting, Kirby. So that's what I'm thinking, and we have a little bit more time yet. Does anybody have any announcements, other events coming up you want folks to know about? For people not, here's an idea. I can put a link to this. Several of us are in the I'm in mind to invite you in, Hannah, so we should talk. The Supporting Hearts and Enterprise Leads Group. And we have this project going on. If you're here locally, we're asking for purses for people to donate. And then we fill these with items that ladies who live in, say, like a domestic abuse shelter, or any kind of unhoused person, then we give these purses to them somewhere toward the end of July, early August. And then we have a celebration of that particular year's service project, August 18th. So I'll put a link in for that. Anybody can come to that. They just ask you to either bring a purse or make a donation of like $10 or something like that. So I thought I'd mention that because I know we're short on purses. In other years, we've had loads of purses, but I think we need like 400 or something crazy. So I'll do that. Any other events people want to tell us about? It might be.
Sorry, I just muted. So I just put a link in the chat. I have one spot that opened back up for my retreat. It was sold out, but one person had to reschedule something. So my retreat is here in Colorado in October 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's actually up in Granby. So if you would love to come to a retreat with women business owners, I have a spot open. Or if you know somebody that is looking for that kind of event,
cool.
If you go to the website, it might still say sold out, but just email me and I can, but all the details are there. So just looking for that one right person to fill that spot.
Neat.
I also dropped an event, well, 3 events in the chat. Might not be relevant to you here today, but if you know of any real estate agents who need continuing education credit, I do offer a 1 CE credit for radon awareness. If you want to know more about radon, you're welcome to come too. It would just be great information. It's a 1-hour class and it is offered online. Contact me for the details because I don't think the contact information is there. I can add that.
And then I know Ruth Minima, just to repeat that, she had to leave, I think, is speaking, as I said earlier, at this Preferred Business Network virtual gathering on July the 23rd from 7:30 a.m. to 8:45 Mountain Time. And she's a client of mine. I've known her for years, and I've known her before she was in Toastmasters, before she was in Colorado Speakers Association, before she was big time. And it's really cool to see someone like that evolve, just like Denise and her business. It's one of the advantages of getting to hang around. Thank you, Russell, so much. And yeah, it's nice to wrap up a little bit early. And Denise, you got a little round of applause for Denise. Whoa. You really do such a good job of making things understandable. You can see the teacher in her, can't you? Yeah, she's so clear and very direct and just so many good things. And yeah, if you want to know more too about the She Leads group, if you're not in them, you can go to I should put that in just the overarching group, or just, talk to me. Who else do we have? We have Denise, we have Lori, we have Mary Gall, we have Kirby, of course. So yeah, it's a great group for women business owners. And we have these virtual chapters, several of us are in, as well as in person. And Mary's in a chapter, aren't you? The one that just had 20 members? You guys work so hard to get through. That's a max. We don't have more than 20 because otherwise it doesn't work right as well as you'd like. But yeah, one of the best decisions I ever made was to get involved in that group. So please email me with ideas, and I'd love for you to sign up to come. If nothing else, my little ego will be happy to see a few more faces sign up from today for next month. But I know people have, a while to plan it out. And yeah. And I wanted to say that I had, for those who don't already know, I had 6 lovely days in Wisconsin, where I'm from. I stayed in a house on a lake with my brother, my younger brother, who used to fight with all the time. And now he and his wife, I love them both so much. And we were overnight under the same roof, which we've never done except for when we go to their place in Australia. And I just want to say that was just so sweet. So have a good, hope wherever you go over the summer, you have relaxing time and can beat the heat a little bit. My kid Annie is off in the Pacific Northwest as we speak. So go Annie. And yeah, I guess that's all we have. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks again, Denise. We'll be in touch and see you next month, I hope. Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you.